Hey y'all, it's Anita, and I completed another journal. I still have a few more to do, but I wanted to come on and share this one. Like I said, I haven't done any swaps on the Junk Journal Junkies page, but I have seen some of the journals that were created. So I just wanted to just get in here and play, use up some papers that I have, and share this journal. So I'll go ahead and get started. I used a paper pack that you get from Hobby Lobby where it has the stickers in it. And I also used, what is it called? It is a, I never remember the name of this paper pack. It was an 8x8 stack. And it was it was a juvenile pack of paper. So I tried to keep the book not very vintagey looking, not very dark. So I used some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays in oranges and purples. I did a little bit of distressing. All of the pages are not distressed. Some are left white to keep the book from looking too dark. So, and I think I said it measures 6x8. I didn't want to cut down the papers too much. And I originally had a 1.5" binding on here, but it was way too big for this, so I took it off and used this one. And this one kind of makes the book splay open, but I might put a closure on here. I haven't decided, or just work with it as is. So I'll go ahead and do a quick flip through and show you guys. This paper is from Hobby Lobby. It's one of those individual sheets that you can buy separately, and I cut a hole in the paper and stuck the eye behind it and glued it down. And on the back, this was more muted. I used Lindy. Well, first of all, it's made out of, when you get a paper stack, the piece that comes on the front and the back, that's what the covers are made out of. I originally painted it with the black paint. Then I went back over it with Lindy Stamp Gang shimmers. It was really shimmery, but I needed to seal it because those are water-based sprays. When I used the Krylon, it took my shimmer away. It gave it a smooth, flat finish, but it also took away the shimmer. So if you know anything that seals the Lindy Stamp Gang sprays or any of the Tattered Angel sprays without taking away the shimmer, please let me know. So I'll go ahead and do a flip through for you. And this paper clip is here to remind me to stay in the frame. So I'm in. Okay, and these are just pockets. I haven't put anything in there. And that's a Pinterest download. This is an envelope that I just put an image on the front, a journaling spot. You can actually tuck something in here. If I can get it up. Okay. And I just put that on there. And there's nothing in this envelope either. And that's an eyeball that I cut from the sticker sheet and stuck it on there. It holds the envelope closed. This is the paper that I was telling you about from the paper stack. So I just cut it in half because it was a circle piece. I didn't spray it. This is a Pinterest download also. And it's Trick or Treat. And it's a poem. It looks like it's from one of the idea books that were out a long time ago. So I wanted that at the beginning of the book. This is a cut that I received from Yvonne. Thank you so much, Yvonne. I still have lots to use up. And it won't be all this Halloween, but I'll get them used up. And this is a tag I sprayed on. And see the shimmer? This is actually what the back of it looked like before I put the sealer on there. So I wish it would have stayed. I'll try to post a picture so you guys can see it. And this is the page that I sprayed. This is a bag that I cut down. This is a stamp that I just stamped on here. I glued the flaps down and just put some paper on there. This is a Pinterest download also. It's an invitation. You can journal on the inside of that. And the bag is empty. Another download, and I adhered it to a piece of cardstock to make a tuck spot. You could journal on the back of here. I'll tuck it back. This is another page from that collection. And I still have a few pieces that I can cut out and use for cards in here. I just have to find them. And these are more cuts from Yvonne. And these I kind of left adhered where it actually looks like they're on the page or crawling on the page. They're not flat. And this is the paper from that paper stack also. And I just created a tuck spot. This is a stamp. I just cut it out and popped it up. And what I do, instead of using like pop dots or the foam tape, paper like this, if this were a piece of scrap paper, I would just cut it to the size that I needed, glue it to the back of here, and that raises it up instead of wasting, I would say, my glue dots or anything just for a tuck spot. So just use your scrap paper to add dimension if you want to. I also do it to like things that are really fussy cut, because you can cut paper as small as you need, and you know when you're trimming stuff you always end up with lots of pieces left over anyway. So, and these are just some images that I downloaded. I drew some journaling lines on the back of them, and I really like how this came out. It took me a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but it came out really well. And I'm not a big Halloween person. I really don't have any Halloween dies. I bought a few from Michael's from the $1.50 bin the other day, and this is just a piece of scrap paper. I folded it. Another download with some journaling lines on the back, and this is an envelope, and it was supposed to say trick or treat. I should have put this on the front where you try to open it, but it doesn't open that way. It actually opens from the top. So, but yeah, and thanks to Yvonne again for sending me the dies, because I really didn't have any to use. So, and this page I sprayed, that's one of the stamps from Michael's, and this is a playing card that I have. I thought the purple and the black would go really good with this journal, so I used some paint, and since my dabber already had black on it, that's how it became that kind of grayish color, and I drew some journaling lines on the back of it. More spraying and stamping. And this is just a piece of paper that was left over. I used the Tim Holtz tab die, and I forgot the name of this die, but it is a Tim Holtz die. And I stuck it to some, I tore apart a book, and all the pages that were left, I used the distress stain and did it yellow. Then I glued it on to the back of these houses, and what I had to use was this to cut out the pieces in between, because I didn't want the paper between the houses to show. So, and this is just a index card that I sprayed. And to get the spots like this, the only thing I do is when I put my distress ink on here, I like have some water in a cup and I'll sprinkle it on there. When you dry it, the water kind of pushes back the stain, the distress ink, and that's how you get the spots in there. And I hope you guys can see that. And these are just tickets to go into the haunted house. So says admit one. And this is the back side of that paper. And these are K & Company sticker sheets that I've had for years and years. I pull those out, and I actually used up an entire package, which I'm really glad about. So, and this is the other piece of the paper bag. I just put a tag in there, and this is sprayed with the Lindy's. This is a tuck spot, another index card that I sprayed and sprinkled, and this is a stamp. There's a broom here and there was one here, but I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to the page, so I had a broom stamp, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but let's see. You can kind of see it. This has a little bit of, it's popped up on some foam dots to make it stand up off the page. And this is a tag that I had in my stash. It's a stencil. It says something, but I used it on the reverse to make it kind of go backwards, and it made me think of Halloween, because to me Halloween, everything is not what it's supposed to be. It's kind of off. So, and this is from the sticker sheet, and it says, "Do you believe?" This is from that K&Company sticker sheet. More spraying. And I just created a belly band with some leftover paper and another piece off of the K&Company sticker sheet. And this, a funny story, if you want, I wanted to burn my paper to make it seem like it had been, you know, this for writing your potions on, and it was saved from the fire. But I didn't mean to burn this much. If you're going to burn your paper, do it over the sink, and I'm so glad I did. Because when I put it on fire to make it get the singe look on the bottom, you can see the back rolls up quicker than the front. So I had to stick it under the sink to put it out. And that's why that much of that page is gone. So, but I still like the way it turned out though. And that's just for journaling. And I created a little tuck spot here in the back of that. And what I did for these, the white cardstock or manila cardstock, I just sprayed them with the Lindy Stamp Gang to get some color so they're not all so white. And this is just a tuck spot. And that's a Michael's $1.50 stamp. More spraying. And this is a treat bag that I had from either last year or the previous year. And since I did not want to punch holes in the bag, the only thing I did is I have some transparencies. I use my glossy accents to glue it onto the back of the bag. That way it doesn't interfere with it turning. And I put some, I think, a paper or a, oh, okay. It's a index card. That's a blood splat right there. I don't know what happened, but somebody got hurt in the making of this book. I'm just kidding. It's an ink drop that I stood and I dropped it on there to make it kind of splatter. Again, I just distressed it and sprinkled some water on it. And this is that hope you can see this, that Goosebumps texture spray. Can you see it? It's like right there. It's like little dots raised up on the page. So more spraying. Sorry. And I think in my last video I said I wanted to incorporate more mini album concepts into the books. That way it gives you more place for either journaling or you can add a picture. So this page I cut smaller than the book. And if you notice right here, this is just a piece of paper that I sandwiched between the back and the front, but between this cardstock and this front flap. That way the binding does not touch my page. So this opens and it's mystical. I can't read that upside down, but it's for prophesying or fortune telling or reading the future. And I put that in there. This is just to remind her that she's going to the medicine show, and this is a place she can write down all of the spells that she's gonna collect while she's there. Maybe she'll take some classes, sit in some seminars. So that's what that is. And she already has her ticket. So this witch is ready. And this is a photo mat that I put in here. And then also some paper for writing on. And this is a stencil. So I'll put that back in a minute. And on the back of it, this is the paper from the collection. I think you may have seen it at the beginning. This is that same Michael stamp. I just stamped it on the acetate to kind of keep this closed. This flips up and it has a pocket right here. I don't know what I did with the tag, but it's room for a tag right here. And then it closes. I hope I stay in frame. And then it actually flips down, and you can put a large photo right here, 5x7 photo right here, and then you can put a photo right here. So let me get back in frame, and this is just a tuck spot that I use from the bottom of excuse me, that piece. I didn't want to add it to my to be used paper stack, so paper pile, so I just put it in there. And it created just a tuck spot. Again, just some pieces of paper that were left over. I distressed them and sprinkled the water on him to kind of lift up the color. And this is a piece of trim that I use my paint dauber on to make it black. And this die is actually, again, from Yvonne, so that's the back of that page. More spring, more stickers from that sheet, and again another pocket, and I adhered it to another piece so it wouldn't mess with my pocket. That's the front and that's the back. And I used a Tim Holtz embossing folder, and I used some green Lindy Stamp Gang. It's from their Halloween collection, because to me this kind of looks like a eerie green, and I kind of like that it looks that way on the black. So, and that's the back of it. This is a Pinterest download, and you can journal on the back of there, right on the back. More sprayed paper, a tuck spot with some spring. That's the back of that sheet. That's the back of that one. And this is an envelope that I embossed with the Tim Holtz embossing folder again, and I put a sticker on there. The back, just a doily that I put on here to kind of use it up, and I created a tuck spot right here. You could journal on the back, and apologize for the dirty fingers. I just finished this book, so not too long ago. And a tuck spot right there with some paper for journaling on it. And this is the back of the book. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to increase my subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate it. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and have a great day. Bye, guys.